How can we solve this? Limit as x is approaching 2 of 2x minus 1. So what does it mean here? Where there is x, put 2. So when you say limit as x is approaching 2, it's not necessarily we are not talking about 2 exactly, but approximately as x is approaching 2, what will be the value of y? So it's like the question is f of x is equal to limit as x is approaching 2, 2x minus 1. You just put where there is x, I put 2, which is going to be 4 minus 1, which is 3. Now, in this case, it's direct because definitely this is defined. Okay? But what if I have something like this? Limit as x is approaching 2 of x minus 2 divided by x squared minus 4. Don't you think that if I plug in the values direct here, it's going to give me 0 over 0? This is undefined. We don't want this to be undefined, we want it to be defined. Okay? So therefore, I need to do some certain things, or I need to do a certain thing so that I make this function to be defined. But I know that this is can be written as a difference of 2 squares, where I can say x squared minus 2 squared. So it's going to be x minus 2, x plus 2. So I can replace this with that. That would mean to say this is going to be limit as x is approaching 2. There is not equal to here, so it's going to be x minus 2, x minus 2. I put them in brackets, then again x plus 2. So these two can cancel. So I'll end up having limit as x is approaching 2. On top I'm remaining with 1, then x plus 2. If I plug in 2 now, it's going to be defined. Once you want to plug in the value of x, you stop introducing limit. So this is going to be equal to 1 over 2 plus 2. So the answer is 1 over 4. Before we start solving these questions, any question before? Any question, guys? We are good to go. We can start. We are good to go. I want you to be responding. Okay. So, I will start with question 8, like I've said. Question 8, if I go direct to part 2 before we even go any further. If I can go to part... You have got a question? I've seen someone raising their hands. Okay, I'll go first to question 2, which is saying limit as x is approaching 5, x squared minus 25 divided by x minus 5. If I plug in 5 direct here, I'm going to get 0 over 0. This is undefined. Once you discover that that is undefined, you need to do certain thing so that this should be defined. So this can be written as limit as x is approaching 5. The top part, it can be the difference of 2 squares, x minus 5, again x plus 5. Down part, x minus 5. We already know that x minus 5 and x minus 5 can go. Now I have limit as x is approaching 5 of x plus 5. Where there is x now, I can put 5, and definitely I'll stop introducing now what? Limit. So I'll say is equal to 5 plus 5, which is 10. Are we okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So allow me to jump. Now I'll come to question 1 before I go to 3. So this one is saying limit as x is approaching 5 of x squared minus 4x minus 5 divided by x minus 5. If I put 5 direct, I'm going to get 0 over 0. Definitely. I need to find a way on how I'm going to eliminate x minus 0. Sorry, I need to find a way on how I'm going to eliminate this part, the down part. Okay? So I need to factorize the numerator. So the product is negative 5. The sum is negative 4. What are the factors? The factors, I think if I've it should be negative 5 and positive 1. So that when I say negative 5 times positive 1, it's going to give me 5, negative 5. Negative 5 plus 1 is going to give me positive that. If the coefficient of x squared is positive 1, then these are the answers: x minus 5 and x plus 1. These are the things I'm going to replace with the numerator. I'll say limit as x is approaching 5 of x minus 5 x plus 1 divided by x minus 5. So x minus 5 and x minus 5 can go. Therefore, limit as x is approaching 5, I will mean x plus 1. So it will be 5 plus 1, which is 6. So the final answer here is 6. Who is behind? Hmm? Who is behind? We are good to go.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, if that's the case, then let me jump from 3, then I go to 4. I want to teach you something before I go to 4. Okay, so let's first do 4 before we go to 3. But here, don't you think that from what we have done here is possible we can solve this one? Not so. Because this one also is going to be the product is negative 12. The sum is negative 1. What will be the factors? So the factors should be negative 4 and positive 3. Because this times that is that. This plus negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. Since the coefficient is positive 1, but if you don't understand when I say the coefficient is positive 1, you don't have a problem. There's nothing like, no. You don't have a problem. The only thing here is you already know that you can replace this part with negative 4x plus 3x. Then you know how to do it. You know how to factorize if you replace that one there, right? What I mean here is this. This is going to be written as x squared minus 4x plus 3x minus 12. So this, I factor out x, I'll remain with x minus 4. I factor out um, minus 3 or plus 3, sorry. I'll remain with x minus 4. So I'll have x plus 3 and x minus 4. I'll have this in short. That's why I'm telling you to say if the coefficient is positive 1 where there's, I think that should be a network. Everyone can see my screen? Yeah, it should be a network. Try to leave the meeting and then rejoin it. Okay. So that's why I said if the coefficient is positive 1, it's the same as just getting these are the answers. X minus 4, then x plus 3. There's no difference with what I have here. So what does it mean? I will replace x plus 4 with the numerator there because I'm trying to eliminate x minus 4 down there, because if I put 4 direct, it's going to give me 0, which is undefined. So I'll have limit as x is approaching 4. So this will be replaced by this. I'll divide this by x minus 4. So these two niggers can go. So limit as x is approaching 4 is going to be x plus 3. Away. From here, the moment you want to plug in the values of x, you just say equal to. So it will be 4 plus 3, which is 7. Who is behind? Who is behind? Okay. Another interesting thing. This one is coming. You know, this kind of issue whereby before the this person know that we are now in class and then he is calling me. Okay. So another thing here, guys, is this. If you come across any question, for example, this question which is here, question 3, x to the power 3 minus 125. If it is raised to the power 3, you realize that x to the power 3 minus 125 is the same. It can be written as limit as x is approaching 5, as x is approaching as x is approaching 5. Let me rewrite it. Do you know that this is the same as x as it is approaching 3, or x to the power 3 minus 5 to the power 3 divided by x minus 5, because 5 to the power 3 is 125. It's making sense, right? Before we continue. So you realize that what is happening here now is, if I have got a to the power 2 to the power 3 minus b to the power 3, how do we simplify this? So there we go. There is a formula which I want you to, even if I just tell you to say master, it's the same thing. Nothing is going to change. So if you have got a to the power 3 minus b to the power 3, the formula goes like this. It will be open brackets a minus b, close the brackets, then open brackets, a times, you say a squared plus a times b, which is ab, then plus b squared. So this is the formula you're going to use, meaning that the top part here is going to be replaced by, so in this case my a is x to the power 3, my b is what? My b is 5 to the power 3. So that would mean to say a is x, I'll put x here, I'll put minus 5 here. In the brackets, a to x squared is going to be x squared like that, plus x, a b, a times b, which is x times 5, is 5x, then times, you ignore the negative, it's just b squared, so it's 5 squared, which is 25. So everything on top here is going to be replaced by x minus 5 in the brackets, x squared plus 5x plus 25. Are we okay there, guys? Are we okay? Okay.
Now come again on the formula.
I come again on the formula.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we are saying that, wait. You are saying I should come again on the formula. I should explain.
Yeah, you should explain again. Like, I'm kind of lost.
Okay. So we are saying that, if we have got a to the power 3 minus b to the power 3, is the same as this part here. A minus b in the brackets, then a squared plus a times b plus b squared. So now in this case, our a is x, so x to the power 3, our b is 5 to the power 3. I'm just replacing here x 5, then a, which is x squared, 5 times x, 5x, plus 5 squared is 25. You can ask there if you're still behind.
No, I'm good now. Thanks.
You're good now?
Yes.
Thank you. So that would mean to say the top part here, limit as x is approaching 5, the top part will be replaced by x minus 5, then x squared plus 5x plus 25, everything divided by x minus 5. Now that would mean to say these two can cancel. I'll remain with limit as x is approaching 5, so I'll have x squared plus 5x plus 25. Now put where there is x, put now 5. It's going to be defined. Once you want to plug in the values, please drop the limit. So you just say equal to, so you start now 5 squared plus 5, then 5 plus 25. So this will be 25, 25, 25. 50 plus this, 75. Who is behind? You see, I don't want you to be making mistakes here. This question is x to the power 3 minus 125. I'm going to change this question again. I'm going to change this question again, and I'm going to say, are we okay first here before I give you another question? Hmm? Are we okay? Okay. So what if I bring another question here? Now the question which I'm going to put in here is this. I want you to go and solve this. You send me the answer. You can just take a screenshot. Limit as x is approaching 2 of x to the power 3 minus 8 divided by x minus 2. Another question, so this will be 1. Number 2, limit as x is approaching 3 of x to the power 3 minus 27 divided by x minus 3. So go and solve these questions. I'll need the answers today. Take a screenshot. Another question which I want you to solve, or I want us to solve now, is limit as x is approaching negative 3, negative 2, have you taken a screenshot? Ella.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So another question I want us to solve is limit as x is approaching neg 2 of x to the power 3 plus 8 divided by x plus 2. You realize that if you put negative 2 direct, you get 0 over 0. We don't want that situation. So what's the next thing we're going to do? On top here, I want you to be attentive here. The difference between this question and the first question we're solving, this one had minus and this one has plus. So the formula which we're going to use is a different one. If you have got a, let me write it from here. If you have got a to the power 3 plus b to the power 3, the formula which we are going to use is different, not the one we were using when we had minus. You get my point, eh? So the formula which we are going to be using when you see plus is going to be a plus b. Is the opposite now. Then it's going to be a squared minus ab plus b squared. So it's like you have just exchanged the minus which was here is now here. These are the things which you need just to know, guys. Meaning that my a now in this case, this is the same as x to the power 3 plus 2 to the power 3. So I can replace that with limit as x is approaching neg 2 to be x to the power 3 plus 2 to the power 3 divided by x plus 2. So it will be now limit as x approaches -2. So it will be a, that will be now x plus 2, then x squared minus 2x plus 4 over x plus 2. X plus 2 and x plus 2 can go. So we'll remain with limit as x is approaching -2 of x squared minus 2x plus 4. I want to plug in the values. I'll say equal to, you drop the limit. -2 squared minus 2 -2 plus 4. -2 squared is 4. This is going to give us plus 4 plus 4. 8 plus 4 is 12. That's my answer. I've given you two scenarios. This question for plus is not here in the tutorial sheet, but they like asking about it. Any question? Any question? Mhm. Okay, so I don't want, okay, I wanted to drive this formula, but again, it's going to take a lot of time. So I want you to take time. When you reach at this point, did you see this point where we had this now? Have you seen it? I want you to try to expand, and you are going to get exactly as x to the power 3 plus 8. You get my point, eh? Then you are going to know that, okay, even if you don't know where this negative is coming from, but if I expand, I'll go back to x to the power 3 plus 8. What program are you doing? In fact, there is no math there unless if you are doing engineering. You get it, ka? Okay. So that is another case which I believe you are going to come across. The remaining thing now which we have remained with in this case is this question, the last one, which I believe you can do it. It's just a matter of expanding the down part. Error for quiz, it's not going to be there. Limit is not part of the quiz. It's not. Okay.